Hello students, once again we are back with the business law session, and in this session for 5th semester students, here the business laws, as you know that here is mainly related to the Indian Contract Act, and now we are mainly discussing here the offer. So we have already started about offer. What is the definition of the offer, meaning of the offer, and here the essentials of the valid offer. We have discussed this in our previous class. Now we will be moving to here the last part of the offer, that is modes of lapse of offer. Modes of lapse of offer. So this question can be for 5 marks. From your examination they may ask you 5 marks question. This mainly describe the different modes. Here how the offer lapses. So what you mean by the term lapse? Lapse here means coming to an end. Offer coming to an end. So under what circumstances the offer made comes to an end? So there are 8 here modes prescribed as per the Indian Contract Act. So we have to study this. So once we complete this, mainly we will be ending with the offer, and then we will move in our next sessions about acceptance and other essentials of valid contract. So this is the first one, mainly the offer. So we'll try to understand first when this question is asked, here mention what you mean by the term lapse of offer. So the lapse of offer means here the end of the offer, or mainly it is putting here the end to the offer. So when does the offer come to an end? That is called as lapse of the offer. The modes under which the offer lapses or it comes to an end. So we are going to discuss each of them with an example. Examples are very essential. So keep this in your mind and we will be discussing them. So first one is death or insanity of proposer. Death or insanity of the proposer. So who is a proposer? The person who has made the offer. The person who has made the proposal is the proposer. So death or insanity. His death or insanity. Insanity means unsound mindness. Unsound mindness. Here the death or insanity of the proposer. So this mainly here, if the acceptor has come to know this fact before acceptance, the acceptor here has come to know about the death or the insanity of the proposal before he accepts it. So it is mainly the offer is said to have lapsed. So if the acceptor is aware about the death or the insanity of the proposer before he gives the acceptance to the proposal, so that mainly here the offer is said to have lapsed. So that acceptance is not here mainly valid. So when he is aware that the proposer has died, who has made the proposal, he knows it before giving the acceptance, then here the offer has lapsed there. For example, A has made an offer to sell his mainly car to B for 1 lakh rupees, and he has posted a letter, and B has received the letter. And before he gives the acceptance, he learns that here A has died. So the death has occurred before acceptance is given by B, before he has sent his acceptance. So that offer is said to have lapsed. Though he has received it, but still he has not accepted it. So before acceptance he comes to know that the proposer has died or he has become insane. Insane means unsound mind. The person has gone here to the unsound mindness. So that here leads to the lapse of the offer. This is the first circumstance where the offer comes to an end. Second one is death or insanity of the acceptor. Before here the acceptance, the proposer comes to know that acceptor has died. The proposer, the person who has made the proposal, he comes to know that here the acceptor has died. So before that mainly he is mainly aware that he has the knowledge that acceptor has died or he has become insane. So here it is said that the offer is said to have lapsed before the acceptance is received. Before the acceptance is received, he is aware that here mainly the person has died. So this mainly shows that in both the circumstances. So if a proposer has died and here the acceptor has the knowledge, the offer lapses. In the same way, the proposer mainly if he has the knowledge of the death of the acceptor, the mainly offer lapses. So this is here mainly the thing, the two circumstances, death of the here mainly or insanity of the proposer, death or insanity of the acceptor. The first two circumstances. Then rejected by the acceptor. So now the offer has been made, the proposal has been made here to the mainly a person. So that person rejects the proposal. So he rejects here the offer. So the acceptor here mainly rejects it. So why offer is made? It is made to the another person to get his consent or acceptance. If that person rejects the offer lapses. For example, I will just repeat some of the examples that A, here he sends a proposal to B, that is selling his bicycle for 1,000 rupees. And here B rejects the offer. He rejects the offer. So once he rejects, the offer which is made by A is said to have lapsed. The offer here mainly here is said to have come to an end. So like this, you just give one small examples there. Examples are very important. So just give that. Here A has made a proposal to B to sell his bicycle for 1,000 rupees. B has rejected the offer. So the proposal made by A has come to an end. That is what we call it, rejected by the acceptor. Acceptor has rejected it. The offer made by here the proposer has been rejected by the acceptor. Then the offer is said to have lapsed. The third circumstances where the offer is said to have come to an end. So you have to give the examples and make this here mainly the concept clear. So I told you this will be for 5 marks. Be very clear to understand, and examples must be very small. Do not give lengthy examples. The fourth one, if not accepted in prescribed mode. If not accepted in prescribed mode. If the offer is not accepted by the acceptor in a prescribed mode, then the offer is said to have lapsed. Now, how you give this? Mainly the explanation. So suppose when the offer is made, a prescribed mode is mentioned. A prescribed mode is mentioned. If the acceptor does not give the acceptance in that prescribed mode, then here mainly the offer is said to have lapsed. So it comes to an end. The mainly proposer can mainly reject it because it is not in a prescribed mode. So what is the rule laid down is here in the lapse of the offer, that here whatever mode is prescribed in the offer, so that mode has to be followed by the acceptor. Now for example, A has sent a letter here to B stating that here he is ready to sell his motorbike for 10,000 rupees. He is going to sell his motorbike for 10,000 rupees. He has sent it by a letter, and in the letter he has mentioned reply immediately by phone. So immediately reply by phone, and he has given mainly the phone number. So what is the mainly prescribed mode? Through the phone he has to mainly make that here the acceptance. Immediately the acceptance must be given by telephonic message. By telephonic message, immediately that message has to come. So here, if that prescribed mode is mentioned, here he has to follow. The person to whom the offer is made, he has to follow that prescribed mode. Whatever mode may be prescribed. Sometimes you may not have that prescribed mode. Sometimes nothing is mentioned. So for example, a letter has been written by A to B stating that reply. So mainly reply he has written for his offer. So what should be the prescribed mode? The question arises. So the prescribed mode is what is the way he has received the offer, in the same way he has to reply. What is the way he has received? He has received in the form of a letter, or if he has received it in the form of a telephonic message. So in the same way he can give the mainly the reply. So prescribed mode is if it is prescribed. If in the offer the mode is prescribed, you have to follow it. Otherwise, mainly the proposer gets here mainly the right to here put an end to the offer. So he can say that you are not accepted in the prescribed mode, so the offer lapses. That right arises in the proposer. He gets that right. So prescribed mode if mentioned. If not mentioned, the usual mode, what we call it as if how the offer has come, in the same mode you can give it. So if it is by telephonic message, or if it is by email, or if it is by here mainly here letter, here you can give it here in any of the mode. So if the acceptance, if the acceptor has not followed the prescribed mode which is mentioned in the offer, then the offer is said to have lapsed. The offer comes to an end. This is another mode how the offer here is said to have lapsed. The fourth one. Fifth one, if not accepted in prescribed time. This is important. So acceptance must be given in a here mainly prescribed time. If in the offer the time is prescribed, then within that time you should mainly give the acceptance. Otherwise offer has said to lapse. After the expiry of the prescribed time, the period, if it has expired, the offer is said to have lapsed. So it is understood if you are not replying within that. For example, A here has mainly proposed to sell his mainly the furnitures to be for 20,000. He is ready to sell his furnitures to be for 20,000, and he has said reply within 15 days. Reply within 15 days. It is mentioned, the period is mentioned in the offer. In the offer we have got the prescribed time. Within 15 days B has to give the here reply. So it is the time is prescribed, means here you have to give it. This is what is required. So the acceptance must be in the prescribed time if mentioned in the offer. If it is mentioned, then the question arises, if it is not mentioned, if the time is not mentioned, so the law says that acceptance must be given in reasonable time. Acceptance must come within a reasonable time. This is what the law says. Acceptance must be within reasonable time. So what is the question here? The reasonable time. So now the offer is made to you. When the offer is made to a person within a reasonable time may be here mainly 1 week, 15 days, 1 month, maximum 2 months. So this is almost what we say. The acceptance must come within that here reasonable time. 60 days is considered to be the reasonable time. So we can start it from here a week time, or mainly it is here 10 days or 30 days or 60 days. Now suppose think how I will change a little bit. In the offer it is said, reply immediately. You cannot even wait up to 60 days. You should not wait even for 30 days. So it should be immediately, means within a week you should give the reply. So understand mainly the wordings used in the offer. So time you can judge there. If nothing is mainly mentioned, here reply, here mainly immediately it is given. If it is that, you should see that within reasonable time means within a week time you should give back the reply. That is what is immediate reply. So this is required. If nothing is mentioned immediately, reply. So you can take some 15 days or 30 days time. Reasonable time will be there. So to think over the matter here, mainly to get yourself here mainly acquainted with the terms and conditions of the your offer, and then you can give the reply. So but if the time is prescribed, here you should be here within that time. Time is the essence of the contract, usually we say it. So time is very essential of the contract, so it should be within that time. That is required. If not mentioned, within reasonable time. Or sometimes the wordings in the offer will make you here fix the time. That I mentioned here. A reply immediately means you must understand here within a reasonable 3 days, 4 days, or at least by 1 week you should give the reply. So this is if not accepted in the prescribed time. That is here the mainly the reason for you can lapse of the offer. For example, you can have one question in your caselet. Now I give you that caselet. A company here opened its shares for subscription, and X here mainly submitted the application for mainly the purchase of the shares of the company. He here mainly made the offer. He has made the offer to the company here for subscription of 500 shares worth each share 100 rupees. The face value of each share is 100 rupees, and whatever share application amount is there, he has paid and submitted the application within time to the mainly the company registered office. So this is what was prescribed here, and he has done as per that. He has made the offer to the company. So remember, opening of the shares for the subscription is an invitation to offer. It's not an offer. So what X has made here, the offer to purchase so many shares. So now who should accept? The company must accept his offer now. So that should be within reasonable time. So here think here from the date of the opening of the subscription, it may end within 15 days, it may end within 30 days. So after 30 days, here the company has to immediately respond to the persons who have submitted the application about their acceptance. So there should be a reasonable time. There should be a reasonable time for the company for acceptance. It cannot take here much time. So here what was the case was that here X had mainly offered for the subscription of the 500 shares worth here face value of 100 rupees each. Here mainly in the month of January. Subscription had closed on January 20th. It has closed on January 20th. And here he received here the acceptance from the company in the month of July. The acceptance, your share application has been accepted. So straightway here X replied that he has rejected the offer. The offer has come to an end because here there was a delay in the acceptance. So if time, that is so 6 months, that cannot be a reasonable time. So in this case here X, he had rejected mainly the offer, and the company had to return back his mainly subscription amount. That was the court which upheld it. So this is mainly the time prescribed is very much important, and it depends upon the circumstances of the case. The time is to be fixed. So that is the fifth note. Revoked by the offerer. So offer is made by the offerer himself. The proposal has come from the offerer itself. If he revokes it, now the question arises, once he has made a proposal, can he revoke it? Answer is yes, but there is a condition. What is the condition? That before it reaches the other person, before it reaches the other person and he accepts it, he can revoke. The revocation can be there. The offer can be revoked before it reaches the other person and he gives the acceptance. So till that he has got a time. Now for example, A has posted a letter. A has posted a letter on, here think, 3/1/2020. 3/1/2020 he has a posted letter to sell his furnitures here to B. He has quoted the price and everything, and he has sent the letter. He has posted the letter. And mainly 4/1/2020, A makes a call to B and says that he has revoked his offer. So he said that I have sent an offer to you, but here think that if you receive it also, you think that it stands revoked. He has already informed here the person B about his revocation. So this revocation is valid because here B has not yet come to know to the offer. It has not reached him. It has not reached it, and before that itself A has withdrawn the offer. He has revoked the offer. So revocation must be before it reaches the acceptor and the acceptance is given. So that is valid, and in that circumstances the offer comes to an end. The offer is said to have lapsed. This is another what we have. The sixth important. 7. Offer lapses if conditions are not accepted. The seventh one. So as you know that the offer can have any conditions. The offerer can put any conditions, and acceptor must here fulfill all those conditions. He has to accept here the offer in whole. So it should be unconditional acceptance. So he cannot put any conditions. So whatever conditions has been put by the offerer, here those conditions must be here accepted by the here acceptor or the offering. So if the conditions are not accepted, in these circumstances the offer is said to have lapsed. For example, here A has made an offer to B to sell his car for 2 lakhs. For 2 lakhs he has made an offer to sell it to here B, and B here, and he has written in the offer, he has put a condition in the offer. If B wants to accept it, here he has to send an advance of 10,000 rupees along with the acceptance. A condition is there that along with the acceptance 10,000 must come. B has sent his acceptance that he is ready to purchase the car for 2 lakhs rupees, but he has not sent that 10,000. So condition has been not here complied. The here acceptor B has not fulfilled the condition. So condition is not accepted. Hence the offer has lapsed. So here A need not mainly proceed further because the offer has come to an end, because the condition is not fulfilled by B here. What is the offer said? That he has to send 10,000 along with here mainly his acceptance. But here B has not sent that 10,000 rupees. So the offer is said to have lapsed. Condition, the offer lapses if conditions are not accepted. And last, the offer lapses here if there is a counter offer. I told you what is a counter offer, we have discussed it. Counter offer is here if the acceptor or offeree makes any modifications in the original offer, the original offer comes to an end. So any modifications in the original offer is called as a counter offer. So this modification or the changes is made by the offeree, acceptor. So if acceptor or the offeree has made any modifications in the offer, we call it as a counter offer. And when there is a counter offer, the original offer lapses. Now the same example we take. X has made a proposal to sell his car for 2 lakhs to Y for 2 lakhs. Y has accepted and he has sent his acceptance saying that he is ready to purchase the car for 1,75,000. So a modification is there. Here and that becomes a new offer. So the original offer made by A lapses. The original offer made by A lapses, where he has said that 2 lakhs here is the price he has quoted. So when there is a counter offer is always made by the acceptor. He has given his mainly the acceptance with a condition that it is mainly for that 1,75,000 he is going to purchase. So in that case it becomes a counter offer and the original offer made by the here A has lapsed. So in these circumstances the offer is said to have lapsed. So in the conclusion you have to write that these are the different modes under which the offer lapses. So this question is for 5 marks from your examination point of view. Do prepare on this, mainly the question, and this brings us to the end of the essential called as offer. And in our next session, we are going to start with the second important essential, that is acceptance. Thank you.